Hey guys, welcome to another video at Crown Zero Vibes, where we discuss real topics that help us make better decisions in life. I wish I had a me when I was making my mistakes, so I am here for you. I already did most of these things, so you don't have to. These are going to be 10 things to take into consideration when you want to have a baby with a man. These are things you need to think about for a long time so that you can be equipped with an actual father for your child and an actual mate and husband for yourself. You will also need support, not just the child. Number one, he marries you. It's harder for him to back out of a parenthood when he's already committed to the marriage that already exists. Shotgun marriages, they're too risky. Make sure that that man loves you enough to marry you, because the way he treats your child will be an exact correlation to how he feels about you. Number two, what is his relationship like with children? Is he usually jealous of kids? Is he great with kids? Is he nurturing around kids? Does he ignore kids when they vie for his attention? Think about him and any of his nieces and nephews. Does he have a great relationship? Does he have a strained relationship? Does he have a problem with his very younger siblings? All of these are telltale signs on whether or not he can be petty. Does he stand to be petty towards children? Does he look at children like, regardless of what, I have to protect these children and make sure that they're okay? Does he have a bad relationship with children? Do children just get on his nerves? Do he seem very nervy around children? Kids make a lot of noise, so this is something to take into consideration. You may not like his parenting because he might be too nervy around your children should they decide to be children and get a little bit louder than the octave you feel as though they should speak at. So think about that. How is he around children? Number three, is he financially stable? Many times a career/financially unstable man will become very visibly miserable in the relationship because he resents putting the cart before the horse. Kids are an expense, not to mention multiple kids. If he can wait until he himself has actualized his full potential, he will make a better father and husband. It's no worse feeling for a real man than to be in a position where he's struggling to be the breadwinner of the family he created and is struggling to lead. He's not ready. You need to take into consideration that just because he doesn't have any money, you don't want to discriminate on him, but you have to take into consideration that he is simply not ready financial wise. He wants to take care of his family. He doesn't want a woman to lead if he is a real man. Okay, so think about his ability to provide. Does he have a career? Does he have money saved up? Does he have a financial plan? What does that look like? Does he have it down on paper? Do he have stocks? Do he have retirement plans? Do he have funds for the children? These are all real things that you need to be thinking about. Number four, what is his relationship with his parents? I often talk about this. If he resents his parents or fail to see consistent love between the two, it will be hard. Not impossible, but hard for him to replicate something he had no example of. Many men tend to not want to give their children a better life than they had growing up, because in many cases, they're still looking for their own childhood. And he's extra not ready if he hates his father. Extra points if he had no positive male role models or mentors in his life. You have to take his upbringing into consideration. That's just not something to just brush off. Most of these men are operating still in their childhood. They're looking for their childhood. They're looking for mommy. They're looking for daddy. And sometimes they go about finding that in their mates. And sometimes they go about acting very immature in situations where you're looking for a mature man. So take into consideration his relationship with his parents and his upbringing. Number five, if he does not absolutely adore you, he will make pregnancy, parenting, and or the inevitable co-parenting experience a nightmare. If he hates you already, he's going to doubly hate you when there's responsibility that he needs to maintain. So you need to think about how he actually feels about you. I know we went through this before in a previous video, and I really do mean this. I stamped this. It's very important to know how he really feels about you. And you know, if he treats you slight in any type of way, he is not the man to get knocked up by. Do not have his baby. You need to know that he is unequivocally on your side. He wants you. He adores you. He's not love bombing you. He's not lying to you. He's not making up things. He's not gaslighting you into a relationship with him where he will desert the relationship and leave you standing there with a baby. You need to make sure that you know that this man adores you. And that is not just some sort of puppy love or phase. Okay? So time will tell. Number 6, if he plays video games incessantly. Now I know I'm going to step on a lot of toes here, but if he's escaping reality, needing constant stimulation, needing to win virtually, then something about life has likely crippled him, and he's soothed himself in a world of PlayStation and Xbox. Am I saying that he can't be a good dad if he's a gamer? Hell no. Don't nuance this. There's plenty of gamer dads, and they're good. However, his attention will be focused on winning in the game and not productive and advancing in life. The same hours he put in on a game can go towards learning a new skill or perfecting a craft. Not to mention, you and your kid will be in constant competition for his attention. Have you ever tried to get a gamer to do something? It's like pulling teeth. You don't want to do that. If he's choosing his game already over you, don't try to bring a baby into the situation. He already has his out. He already has his thing that he uses to get away from responsibility. So you adding a responsibility he's not ready for that. He's already using the game to escape life. He's already using the game to win. He's not going to want to be a father. He's not going to want to pause his game to change the baby or, give the baby a bottle or watch the baby or whatever, look at how he spends his time. If he does that whole video game thing, it's a red flag. I'm not saying that all gamer dads are bad. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying, but it's definitely a red flag. Number 7, if he is a stranger to domestic work. Many times as a pregnant mom to be, you will be fatigued very easily and need him to complete the house chores. You will need a break. You will need support, nurturing, and someone who knows how to handle the kids, the dishwasher, cook. Hell, take the kids to the doctor and be attentive to the information. Does he know how to function domestically? Some men were not raised in a way that they had to do anything in the house. So they're a complete stranger to any housework, anything that needs tending to at home. He just expects the woman to do that. And I get it because, there are roles in relationships. But at the same time, sometimes the roles need to be switched around. I'm not saying that a woman needs to be masculine and go do the masculine thing and a man needs to be feminine and do the feminine thing. But in some situations, it requires for you two to play in opposite roles. And that's just real life. We can fairy tale it all we want to, but sometimes dad needs to do the dishes. The same way sometimes mom needs to fix the toilet. If dad's on business or he's a trucker and he's driving across country, he can't be home for whatever reason, something needs to be fixed. If she has the expertise or fortitude to do it, then she has to do it. And that's just the reality of it. How is he domestic wise? Is he a stranger to anything domestic? If he is, that is a bad sign, and you do not want to give a baby to a man who has foreign domestic capabilities. Number 8, is he a protector? If not, he will leave you and your child uncovered. And that's just point blank and the period. If you don't see him as some sort of like guard or shield, or if in situations he never stepped up to be a protector of you, I don't mean of other people, because you can have a man who can protect others, but he may not see it that he has to protect you, and that's a big deal. So don't take it like, oh, he protected his friend or his homie or his mom or auntie or whoever. He protected them. Has he ever protected you in a situation? Because it will be you who will need the protection should you make him your child's father and or man. You will be relying on his protection, especially when you are in vulnerable situations such as pregnancy. So him being a protector is a big damn deal. All right. Number 9, if he still runs the streets, if he's still on the prowl looking for fun at ungodly hours, if he's a petty time drug runner, he's mindlessly outside, he's careless with how he treats people in the streets, this man may end up a cheater, a prisoner, in beef with God knows who, or worse yet, deleted. He has to be strategic in the way he moves outside, especially when he has people on board with him. If he is mindlessly in the streets and carelessly in the streets, you might as well say you and your baby are too. Because if somebody steps to him and he can't handle himself, or he fails to handle himself out there and something happens, I'm not saying that for him to, bitch up and not protect his family. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for the guys who just go outside and just act as if no consequences can come to them, that's a bad sign. And do not give a man like that a baby, because he will be gone and you will be there with a baby. He will be locked up and you will be there with a baby. He will be in the ground and you will be there with a baby, because he has no control of himself outside. Number 10, if the man says he does not want kids at the time or at all, he's being verbal about this stance as a father. And forcing a family lifestyle on a man can backfire. Just because you're ready does not mean that because he's your partner that he is ready. Men are not joking when they say they don't want something. And as women, many times we get a vision in our head that's hard to understand where he's coming from. Don't make a man a resentful or reluctant father. Listen to that man. Many times these men say and tell you exactly what they're feeling about a situation. Women happen to take it upon themselves to not listen many times. So if this man is saying, I don't want kids, believe him. Do not give him any, because he's not playing with you. If he says anything remotely as if he does not want any responsibility, believe that man. All right. Like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Check you later. Shawty, I'm stepping on my game for real, doing something to me. 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 Where you wanna be? Where you wanna be? Happiest star in my wings. Baby, don't you be offended.